Right, so today I wanted to speak to people about grit, determination, that sort of relentless drive to keep on striving forward, to keep on pushing no matter what sort of circumstances that you're in. You have to make that decision, I believe, like yourself, to be so committed that, you know, no matter what sort of obstacles get chucked your way, because let's face it, you know, life likes to throw so many of these curveballs our way. Just to be able to keep that clear vision as to what you want to do, where you want to go in life, you know, because we have to be able to pivot and adjust. I think that's one of the main things that we've sort of established as a society over the past year with the lockdowns and that, you know. Pivot and adjust. Basically what that means, like in sort of simple terms, is if, like, you know, you've got one plan, you've got a plan to get to from point A to point B, but guess what? You now got a whole heap of other obstacles thrown in your way, you know. So what are you going to do? Are you going to quit? Are you just going to stop, like, straight away? Do you know what I mean? And think, oh, I can't do this. I can't make this work. I can't keep going. I can't keep pushing forward. Of course not. You got to make that little adaptation. You got to change your mindset, maybe. You've got to look at other different ways that you can work around the situation. You've got to look at other possible avenues which you can maybe go down, different roads to get to that your destination. You know, there's so many different options, and I feel like that's one real sort of positive thing that's came from the lockdown and this whole coronavirus, because it's given people that chance to sort of think outside the box, people to really sort of get to know themselves a bit more in order to sort of achieve what they want to achieve, or if not, just to be able to at least go out and try something, you know. Every single day in my business, in this construction industry, I deal with problems, like, constantly, all the time, you know, be that down to labour, be that down to clients, be that down to jobs, be that down to even simple things like getting paid for jobs, you know, like, that can always be a problem. But what I have to maintain is I have to maintain that vision. I have to maintain that purpose that, you know, regardless whatever happens, I can still push through. I can still make it through to the next day and the next day and the next day and so on. If I didn't have that drive, if I didn't have that vision, or, you know, just that mindset, which I've been so blessed with. I've been blessed with, like, some incredible mindset. I put a post up yesterday, and the tenacity is the word. The tenacity to keep going. Like, just to not stop, no matter what life throws at me, because it throws so, you know, not playing the poor me card or nothing like that, because, you know, there's a lot of people which are in way sort of worse positions mentally, physically, financially, do you know what I mean, all stuff like that than me. But I think it's probably just like the nature of the beast, you know what I mean, the industry that I'm in. But I get a lot of shit thrown at me constantly, all the time. But one thing what I'm proud to say is that I keep getting up, showing up every single day, no matter what I'm doing. I know where I'm going, and that's what I maintain. I maintain that same vision every single day, just to show up, you know. And that's the most important thing. Yeah, these guys, look, out here running. This is like 6 o'clock in the morning out here right now. Sometimes, like, this is like, I came to a different area this morning. I normally get out and go for a walk in what I like to call my future neighbourhood for some inspiration, you know, just to heighten my mind, heighten my thinking nice and early, you know, because like I say, getting up and showing up every single day, and no matter what sort of challenges or obstacles are facing your way, if you can start your day a little bit positive, yeah, or like I just mentioned, like heighten your mind, get something out there, get your brain thinking out there of like different thoughts, or giving yourself something to inspire you for the day, you know. So that's where I've been walking around my future neighbourhood, and maybe I'll do another video that will show that walk in the morning, you know. But today I've came to where I used to live. I used to live in this place called Southend-on-Sea, which is in Essex, and it's one of these places where, like any sort of major sort of town, city, stuff like that, you know, you've got your good areas, you've got your bad areas and stuff like that. But I mean, as you can see behind me, this is a lovely area. Like this is down on the seafront here. I've walked with my back towards, I'm heading west, back towards the east. So as I turn around, I'm going to be watching that sunrise this morning, and that, you know, that sort of stuff is priceless, you know. It's free. It's like how I mentioned about obviously going around like these, like my future neighbourhoods, yeah. That's materialistic. Sometimes just hearing these seagulls, yeah, watching the sunrise, that's enough inspiration, do you know what I mean? Because we're living, yeah. Above all else, do you know what I mean? We've got the gift of life, and that's what everybody needs to really sort of capture and take hold of. Do you know what I mean? Just so they can come out and make the best of it. Every single day presents a new opportunity to be better in your mind, to be better than you was yesterday, and plan to be better for tomorrow, you know. So listen, quick video for you guys there. Just want to try and lift some spirits up, because sometimes, do you know what I mean, I need them spirits lifting myself. And ultimately, you know, I use sort of these sessions where I record like a podcast or a video a lot for myself as well as you know, because I know some of the stuff what I say resonates more with certain people, resonates with myself, do you know what I mean? I need to take my own advice a lot more with certain things, like, and just, guys, like I said, man, this is life, yeah. Things happen, things get in the way, but as long as you can get up every single day, you show up, know what you're here to do, know what your purpose is, you stand a better chance of winning the next day and the next day and the next day and so on, than if you just stayed in bed, you know, sort of buried your head in the pillow and thought you can't deal with today. You know, you can deal with today. Of course you can deal with today. If you can get up, show up, give it your best, then you're doing better than you was if you didn't, you know. So I try and hold on to that thought. Stay positive. Everything can come, you know. How much do you want it is the question, you know. What are you going to do to get it? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep on pushing and keep on pushing. Keep on pushing every single day, you know. This place here, up above me, yeah. Now, story about that place. This is it's called the Cliffs Pavilion. It's like a theatre, yeah. That's one of them goals which I said I'd like to buy that one day. Yeah, I've always held on to that, but my wife, she's like, oh yeah, well, you know, look what it's looking out at. Yeah, the view ain't too bad, but it's one of them things what it probably would never ever come up for sale. If it does, I'd like to be in that position to get it. Whether I convert that into a house, into some apartments, have the top floor myself, you know, just some big house, you know, that's one of them big goals right there. Always looked up at that since I was a kid, you know, looking at the hills are obviously like it's, you know, it's very like sort of council owned and stuff like that, so it's quite, unrealistic, do you know what I mean, to think that even something like that can be achieved. But that's what I'm saying, that's that big thinking, you know. You've got to have that big thoughts there to even be able to even have something to strive for, do you know what I mean? So you've got to think big. Old man like Donald Trump, that's what he says, if you're going to be thinking, think big. You're going to be thinking anyway, so why not think big, you know? Possibilities are endless with your mind. You know, you're the only person who's putting a limit to what you can sort of even begin to think. You know, you're the one who's putting the brakes on and stopping yourself from getting to places where you want to go. Of course, do you know what I mean? Like I say, you're going to find obstacles along the way, but if you've got a good vision, you've got something to keep on driving you, you know? My vision is to be able to look after my family, my family's family, you know, my family's family, generational wealth, that type of vision, you know. I'm just like dealing with my grandparents at the minute. I've got my granddad who's in a care home right now. I've got my grandparents in Canada. You know, health is not in the best place. And I you know, I kind of put that on myself for not being in that position yet to be able to support them financially the way which I need to be. You know, so like that's one of my missions there, is to make sure that I'm in that position when my parents get elderly. I can give them that life, you know. I can have them. I sort of joke about with my mum and dad. Like now, I'm fortunate enough to still have a mum and dad. But like, so don't worry. Like you'll be living on my estate, like my estate, do you know what I mean? Like not you'll be living in my house, you'll be living on my estate. Like that's just an example of that big think. Yeah, you'll be living on my estate, and I'll make sure that you're looked after. Yeah, full-time carers, whatever, do you know what I mean? You ain't got to be like shipped off into a care home, like, or anything like that, you know. But sometimes like that's just one of the things what's happened to my granddad, you know. He's got to that point where he's in that position where he has to be looked after sort of 24/7, and it's not sustainable for my parents, for ourselves, do you know what I mean, to look after him like that at the minute, you know. So that's why, you know, we live in a country where we're sort of fortunate enough to have that health system. But the reason I'm sort of saying that is because that's my target, to make sure I'm able to support my family, you know, my family's family, and family's family, you know, as we're going up. Generational wealth, that's what I'm building. That gives me that drive to get up every single day, do you know what I mean? Just so I can make sure that no matter what comes my way, I'm still getting up, I'm still showing up, I'm still doing it. So, look, show up, guys. It's the best thing that we can do. Show up every single day, no matter what happens. Get up, get on with it. Be better today than you was yesterday, so you can be better tomorrow. Hope this message finds you well.